Two defendants in the wrongful death lawsuit of Shanquella Robinson have filed motions to dismiss the allegations against them. Robinson died from injuries that she received during an attack in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico back in 2022.
According to court filings, the pair claim because the alleged fight happened in Mexico, it should be handled by Mexican authorities. They say since no lawsuits were filed in that country, their charges should be dismissed. The latest filings also state the defendants were bystanders during the alleged fight and no allegations were ever made against them that they participated. As of now, no one has been charged in Robinson's death.
Joining us this morning, our Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, good morning. Are you surprised that there's been this motion to dismiss?
No.
Did you see this coming?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. You get retained in a case like this. The very first thing is you're trying to find, well, how can I file a motion to dismiss and what type of motion am I filing? Typically, it would be something called a B12, or I should say 12B6, which is a motion to dismiss because you failed to state a claim that the court can give you justice. This is a 12B3, which is a little bit different. These are all the rules of civil procedure. So I can hear my professor from civil procedure screaming it from the back of the class, all 500 of us in there. She'd say, forum nonconvenience. That means that, look, before we could talk about subject matter jurisdiction, which they've listed in here, before we could talk about personal jurisdiction, which they've listed in here, you got to talk about venue. Is the forum the proper venue for this case to be presented? And she would say, if you can't say that you're in the proper venue, I don't even have to look at anything else. This case needs to be removed. It needs to be placed in the proper venue. So that's basically lawyering 101. If you know what you're doing, you see a claim like this, specifically one that's placed in a venue that you think is improper being the United States, where it should be Mexico, they're saying, forum nonconvenience, Your Honor, here's our case. Now the court will have an opportunity to weigh and balance a few things. Is it in the best interest of the parties that are moving this to be moved, for this case to be removed from the United States and put in Mexico? Well, what are some of the things they'll have to think about? The availability for you to get to the witnesses. Well, they're alleging that all the witnesses that would have any indication of helping this case are in Mexico, because it's the workers that are at the hotel. It's the people that came to first aid and gave care to the woman when she was hurt and injured and ultimately passed. Those are all the people that I would need to talk to. If this case is here in the United States, those people aren't here. They're making a good argument. This court will have to make a determination and balance that equity and say, well, is it in the best interest to send it back or keep it here?
But one of the things that they raise in this lawsuit, one of the things we've seen is almost a lack of engagement by Mexican authorities to pursue anything with this. So without engagement from Mexico on this, I mean, where do we really go from here, Khalif?
Well, their lack of engagement from Mexico authorities is one process, and that's specifically for the criminal process. But as they allege, and remember, these are the defendants in a civil claim, they're saying the Mexican process has a civil process just like we have in America.
Right.
If you wanted to get recourse, you should have filed your claim in Mexico and allowed the civil process there to take its course. And then if it was rejected, or say for something that if it wasn't properly handled, then you would file a claim in the United States. That's the manner they're saying that you have not exhausted all opportunities there where you should. And again, that's the most convenient forum for folks to be able to defend this claim. If I'm arguing on the other side, I'm saying, well, it's more convenient for us to be here because all 6 of the people that traveled there are here in the United States. While some of the witnesses may be there, you, the 2 defendants that we're bringing this claim against, are here, which would make it easier for us as plaintiffs to talk to you in depositions and in interrogatories. So they'll have an argument on the other side as to why it should stay, but I can see and clearly understand and appreciate why defense wants it moved to Mexico.
Khalif, no one has been charged in Shanquella's death so far. If I were her family, I would be beside myself. You want closure. You want to be able to move on as peacefully as you can. I mean, if you're talking to the family, like, how do you try to get to justice sooner when you're dealing with international issues?
There are multiple paths to justice, right? And so, as I mentioned to Julian, you have the criminal path to justice. And when you're in a different country, the criminal path to justice sometimes is extremely murky. Their rules are different than here. Obviously, murder is still murder anywhere, but the way you get there and how you prove it and the things that it takes to get the investigation started will look different. But in terms of civil, that's another road to justice. And typically, that's from a dollar amount where you're saying you failed to do something, failed to intervene, failed to protect. And because you failed to do those things, I should be compensated on behalf of the state. So while we're going 2 different directions with justice, both of them slow, the civil one will probably be the easier and faster one, specifically if it's able to stay in the United States.
All right, Khalif, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We'll be talking to Khalif here a little bit later on this morning.
Bye.